Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Colourpop Butterfly Spring Collection. So I didn't actually pick up everything from this collection. I only picked up 4 Super Shock shadows and all of the 8 Luxe lipsticks. Everything else I did pass on, although I did buy one of the face duos, but that came broken, so I couldn't really review it for you guys because it was a new formula. But pretty much today's video is going to be a first impressions video. I tried out everything that I got from the collection for the first time today on camera, and I only did one look, which is this look that I'm wearing right now. And usually I would do 3 looks, but because they came out with Super Shock shadows and they are all individual, and I feel like this whole collection was like, the way they released everything was just seriously so confusing in my opinion. I didn't know what was what, if everything came in a set, if you could buy it individually. It was like really confusing. So just for this video, I am only doing one demo, and I got 4 Super Shock shadows like I said, and I used all 4 of them on my eyes today. But yeah, I will swatch all of the 8 Luxe lipsticks. So if you guys are interested in seeing all of that, then just continue watching. Before we get started, I just want to give you guys some product info on this collection first. It was really confusing to me what was in this collection, and I know by the time this video goes up, the collection probably came out like a month ago, so I'm sure you guys are well aware of what's in the collection, but I'm just going to give my product info because it's what I always do. So first, in the collection there are 8 Luxe lipsticks. These are $7 each, and I got all 8, and you guys will see all 8 on my lips today and also swatched. The next thing in the collection is the Pretty Fly Super Shock set. So this is a set of, I think, 6 Super Shock shadows, and this is $25. And then additional to that set, there are another 8 individual Super Shock shadows that you can get as well. So you can get some in a set and then some individual, and these are all different shades. So individually, the Super Shock shadows are $5 each. There's also a kit called the New Fairy, which is a lippy stick kit, and this is $25. So they came out with new lippy sticks, which is really exciting. I love the lippy stick formula as well, but I didn't want to get both because it was going to get a little bit pricey, you know what I mean? It was like, for me, was I going to get the Luxe lipsticks or was I going to get the lippy sticks? But I decided to go for the Luxe lipsticks because I am trying to collect all the Luxe lipsticks. So there are 6 new lippy sticks, which is super exciting. I feel like they haven't came out with new lippy stick shades in forever, so that's really exciting. And then they came out with 3 face duos. These are $16 each, and like I mentioned before, this is a new formula, but sadly I couldn't try it out because it came broken. So yeah, that is just the product info that I wanted to mention before we get into the first impressions, because I know I didn't mention it while I was trying everything out. I know I didn't pick up a lot from this collection, just honestly I wasn't pumped for it. I think the packaging is stunning and everything like that, but I'm gonna stop blabbering. I'm gonna give you guys my whole thoughts on the stuff that I picked up from the collection in the first impressions portion. So if you're interested, then just continue watching. So let's go ahead and get started with the first impressions. The first shade that I'm taking is called Goodbye Butterfly Super Shock Shadow. This is described to be a pastel peachy pink with a golden sheen. And I'm going to use this on my Colourpop tapered blending brush. And this is going to be our transition shade for our eye look today. And first I'm going to put that into the crease using windshield wiping motions. Okay, I can already see that's a little bit patchy. Yeah, this shade Goodbye Butterfly, when I swatched it, I was thinking to myself that this would be like a really pretty blush. And now seeing it on the eyes, I would have to agree with myself that I think it would be like a really pretty blush. So maybe I can try that later on. Now I'm gonna go into my Give It To Me straight palette, and I'm just gonna take a bit of Truth Hurts down in the corner over here, and I'm gonna use this on my Wet n Wild crease brush, and I'm just gonna place this all over my lid, just creating some pigment on my lids for the next shadow that we're gonna be using. Honestly guys, I feel like the Give It To Me straight palette is my new favorite. I'm slowly converting myself to think that Give It To Me straight is going to be my new favorite palette. Like, it's gonna beat double entendre. So this eye look is gonna be very simple. I feel like it was quite hard to create a look with the 4 shadows that I got. I don't know, something about this collection, like I was excited for it, but I think I was more excited of how pretty it looked. Like I feel like the packaging really got me pumped for it, but actually looking at the shadows and the colors, there wasn't anything that I really like really wanted. Okay, and now I'm going to be taking the Super Shock shadow in Bubble Bee, and this is described as a bright yellow orange. I'm going to use my Makeup Collective number 18 brush, and I'm going to use my brush wet, and I'm just going to take this shade just all over my lid. Why not? That's a really pretty color. I want to show you guys a little quick dupe. When I swatched this Bubble Bee shade, it automatically reminded me of the shade Chauffeur in the Yes Please palette. I will shortly swatch it for you guys and let's see if it's similar. Okay, so I just swatched the two. This one is Bubble Bee and this one is Chauffeur from the Yes Please palette. I feel like Chauffeur from the Yes Please palette is a little bit more yellow and Bubble Bee is more orange, like more tangerine. But they are so similar, they're gonna give off a very similar vibe on the eyes. So if you have the Yes Please palette, you definitely do not need to pick up the Bubble Bee Super Shock shadow. Or if you don't have the Yes Please palette and you love the shade Chauffeur and what you have seen of it, then maybe you can just pick up the Super Shock shadow and that will like satisfy what you need. I honestly would just get the whole Yes Please palette because I mean, for me it's a really well-loved palette. I used it so many times. I hit pan after my butterfly look. I hit pan on this. Okay, so the next Super Shock shadow that we're going to be using is called Superfly. This is described to be a deep turquoise with green and violet duochrome. So this was the Super Shock shadow that I was like so excited for when I saw their swatch party on this collection. I wanted to get this so bad. I mean, just look at that duochrome. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with blues, but that's like seriously so pretty and I think it's a very unique shade. When I was swatching it, honestly, it wasn't like too impressive. So I'm just gonna take my Colourpop shader brush and I'm gonna put this on my lower lash line for a pop of color. So what is really weird is that when I dip into this, it comes off purple on my brush, but it looks blue. Before I go off camera to do my wing liner, I'm going to use the last Super Shock shadow that I picked up, which is called Lady Bird. This one is described to be a soft ivory with multi-dimensional silver glitters. So I'm just going to use this on my Vanity Planet rounded liner brush. It's a very chunky, like loose glitter shadow. So now that I got my liner and lashes on, I'm going to use the Goodbye Butterfly Super Shock shadow as a blush. So I'm just gonna try my best to get an even coat on my brush. Yeah, that's a really nice spring blush. Okay, so now that the eye makeup is done, let's wrap up on my thoughts on the Super Shock shadows that I personally bought. So honestly, I wouldn't recommend them. But first off, I don't like the Super Shock shadows formula to begin with. Like, I never really like them. I just find them so hard to work with. I prefer their pressed powder eyeshadows a lot more than these ones. I don't see the hype on these. Like, honestly, like I get the like very soft and bouncy and creamy and pigmented, but to me they're not just what I like to use. But now we can go ahead and get started with the Luxe lipsticks. Now this is what I am kind of excited for. I'm just excited because they actually launched more Luxe lipsticks so soon. I don't know, I just feel like this order was just so like it was just so bad. So first, my Clockwork powder, it came broken, so that was like a bummer. And the Super Shock shadows just were underwhelming. And I'm gonna insert a photo of how I store my Luxe lipsticks. So I pretty much store them upside down where the name is facing up. That way I can kind of see what colors I am grabbing for on the bottom. But guys, 3 of my Luxe lipsticks that came with this collection, look what's on the bottom. Nothing. So these 3 don't have the color matching to the lipstick. This is what it's supposed to look like. There's too many releases of Colourpop recently. Everything's a little bit jumbled. nothing is up to the standard that I am used to. Is that just me being really harsh? Anyway, that is just like a first world problem issue. Let's just swatch all 8 of these Luxe lipsticks and see how they look on my lips. Okay, so I just finished swatching all 8 Luxe lipsticks and I am really happy with the Luxe lipsticks. I feel like this kind of saved the whole collection for me, honestly. So I just applied Dream Easy back on because out of all of them, this is my favorite shade. This is the shade that I'm telling you guys to buy. This is like my top favorite out of the 8. I just think it's so pretty and I think it just looks really good with the eyeshadows from the collection. It really looks cohesive, looks very summery. If you want to get some of my other favorites from the 8 Luxe lipsticks, I would recommend Carousel, Riviere, and New Wave. The Luxe lipsticks, the formulas, if you guys are new to my channel, I love the Luxe lipsticks. I think they are just so creamy, so pigmented, and the shade range is amazing. There is something for everyone in this range and I'm obsessed with the Luxe lipsticks. I'm a huge fan of them. So yeah, now that I have my full face on, I have everything on from the collection that I got. Overall, this collection honestly was not my favorite. I feel like you can tell by my mood, I wasn't feeling it. But then again, I'm not really into really pastel light colors anyway. It was just kind of 50-50. It wasn't a great collection, it wasn't a bad collection. I think the packaging and the PR and the release and everything like that was really beautiful and really well done. But the shades for me, I'm just not a spring person. But that doesn't mean that you might not like it. This is just clearly my opinion and I'm just giving you guys my recommendations. So yeah, that is just my opinion. I know it was a little bit more, it wasn't negative, but I guess it was a little bit more negative than usual because usually with Colourpop I love everything. Okay guys, that is going to wrap up my video for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this first impressions. And again, I know I didn't pick up everything, so it's not like a full collection review. It's just that I know I wasn't going to use a lot of the shadows that was in here. There are a lot of super shock shadows that I know I'm not a big fan of, so I just wanted to pick up what I know that I was going to use and just kind of meet somewhere in the middle between us. So I hope you guys can understand that. I am not a baller. I do not get sent anything from Colourpop. I buy everything with my own money. So just know that I don't want to buy anything that I know I'm not going to use. You know what I mean? Either way, I hope you guys did find this first impressions helpful. So in saying that, if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up for me. And also comment down below your thoughts on this collection. Are you guys on the same boat as me? Were you just loving the packaging but just not really feeling the products themselves? Or do you guys love this collection? What have you guys picked up? I would love to talk about it with you guys in the comments down below. That is everything for today. I want to thank you guys so much for watching as always. Please subscribe if you haven't already and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!